Podcast with your host, P. Davis. All right, welcome to the Piece of Music Podcast. We are on Season 2, Episode 2 with Lisa Kettyle. We will call her right now on Skype. Hello, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing very good, thank you. Thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
So, what's been new?
Well, just been running around Austin doing cool, ridiculous things. Getting ready to open a music venue, getting ready to do a pedicab parade.
That's so cool. So, how long have you been doing pedicab?
I've been pedicabbing for 4 years.
Nice. So what got you started doing that?
I commute everywhere by bicycle, and I had a couple of friends that did it, and it seemed really fun. It's a cool way to make money, riding your bike.
Yeah. So do you have a special bike, or do you work for a company, or?
So we're all independent contractors, and I lease my pedicab from the company.
Oh, okay, cool. So let's talk about the new venue you got going on. What's up with that?
Yeah, I'm really most excited about that. It's opening on a part-time basis on May 15th. Right now it's called the Chestnut Theater, but we're playing around with some new names. And it's going to be a listening room style venue. And we're starting out in a smaller space, and then we're going to build it for about a year and then go into a larger space.
Okay, nice. So I don't want to be down or anything, but what happened to Flipnotics?
Oh man, my heart!
That was such an amazing place. So for the people that don't know, I met Lisa at Flipnotics in Austin, Texas, at an open mic. So continue.
Okay, so Flipnotics had gone through an ownership change right before I started working there, and then I started hosting the open mic, and we just kind of, were plodding along, but the owner decided to sell, and when he sold it to the new owner, I guess didn't really understand the type of venue that it was. I don't really know what happened on his end, but he owned it for about 2 more years and then decided to close it down. And Square Root Kava bought the space and renovated it and turned it into a whole new different concept. So
the same thing happened with Ian Egan. I don't know how close you are with him, but I had him on the podcast last season, and he said that the place that he was at, one of the hotels down there, they pretty much switched managers and did the same thing. So it's sad because Austin is known for its music. So when somebody new comes in and buys it and then takes away the music, it's like, why are you here?
Right.
But anyway, enough with that. So how'd you get started with the new venue?
So I got started with the new venue as a direct result of Flipnotics. I've always wanted to open a cafe/music space since as long as I can remember, and Flipnotics just had something really magical about it that really spoke to me. The fact that you could have 60 people packed into a room and you could hear a pin drop because they were all so attentive and having an amazing experience with the musician on stage. And I thought it was sad that Austin didn't really have another venue that did that on a larger scale, like on a scale that could fit a larger crowd. So we're trying. That's what I'm aiming to do. We have some. We've gained some new listening rooms since Flipnotics has closed, but I think a larger 300-person room, listening room, could be really amazing.
So with your own music, how's that going?
It's great.
It's great. You got any new projects coming out or anything?
I do. I've been slowly recording for the last few years. I'm working towards building up an EP, which probably won't be out for another year or so. But I just got back into playing shows, and I've been spending a lot of time writing. So I have a lot of new songs that I'm working on by myself, and also with another lovely young lady. We're starting a new band. So
nice.
Yeah, it's been exciting.
Nice. So new shows coming up, or do you have anything in the line?
So for the opening night of the Chestnut Theater Space, I'll be playing alongside with Melissa Engelman, who's a good friend and an amazing artist, and a band called Javelina, which is like a pretty funny little duo. It's also really good.
Okay.
So that'll be my first show for the spring, and then I'll be traveling up to the Northeast in the beginning of spring and into the summer.
Is that for music as well?
It's becoming that.
Okay.
I started out just going because I had a family member getting married and wanted to see some friends, but I'm starting to book some shows along the way.
Okay, nice. What do you have a date for the Chestnut thing?
May 15th.
May 15th. All right, so make sure if you're in Austin, you go check her out. What's the address of that place?
Oh, that's a great question. It's on East 5th Street in Brushy. Let me look at the actual street number. I can't believe I didn't have that ready.
That's quite all right.
Okay, so it's going to be at 500 San Marcos Street on the east side in Austin.
Okay, awesome. So how is South by Southwest for you this year?
Oh my gosh, so crazy. I got Snapchatted a lot riding my pedicab. That was pretty fun.
Nice. People seeing you riding around.
Yeah, people in my cab, like, recording their ride.
Oh, yeah.
Funny. Met a lot of rappers from Philly, which is my hometown. What?
Nice.
So I got to give a bunch of rides to them, and didn't play any shows during South by. I just really worked, and people ask me to sing on my pedicab, so sometimes I do that. But
so you gotta like pedal and sing.
Yeah, no big deal.
Maybe they can pay you double.
Yeah, maybe sometimes.
Okay, so what else is new? You've got the venue, you're traveling, you've got the shows. It sounds like you're busy. Busy.
I'm also writing a zine and doing all kinds of stuff. So.
What's that?
It's called Hysteria.
Okay.
It's a collaborative zine of female identifying artists, and we just pick a theme it's not really very firm every month or anything. It's just kind of whenever we actually put it together.
Okay.
So the last one was an overarching theme of privilege and our experiences with that, and then the next one is about self-love. It's super DIY. We draw stuff, we print stuff, we paste it to paper and photocopy it, and just give it away for free.
Nice. Now, how long have you been doing that?
The first one just came out in February,
Oh, okay.
so not very long.
Yeah. The podcast is very grassroots as well. It's like you just do it, and what calls to you, and the rest falls into place, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So thank you guys for tuning into the Spreaker broadcast. We will have more at youtube.com/PeaceSum. Make sure to check that out. Moving on. What got you into music?
So when I was a little kid, I was really into piano music, and my parents bought me a keyboard, and I started figuring out Christmas carols, and then started writing stuff, and got a piano finally when I was 7. Just kind of have always been a songwriter and a player, and I started playing professionally when I was in college, and just really love it. It's always been a part of my life.
Nice. So when I met you, you were playing the guitar. How many instruments do you play?
So I play 3 instruments. I play the piano primarily, which I haven't done much in Austin in public. I play the guitar, and lately I've been playing ukulele.
Nice. So, are all of those going to be on the upcoming album?
They are. The piano, not so much. It'll be more just background stuff. But the guitar and the ukulele are both on the songs I've already recorded. And then I'm bringing in some studio players for the rest of it.
Okay. Is there any advice you would give to new hosts for open mics?
Yes, that's a great question. So I go to open mics. I've hosted them for a really long time. 7 years I've been hosting open mics. And I think the number one piece of advice is to not sweat the small stuff and just let it roll off your back. You know, there's so much that happens that you can't predict happening. Mm-hmm. People jumping on stage, people singing along, people yelling. During one open mic, we had a guy walk by with a homemade spear in his hand. So it's literally anything can happen, and you just have to be able to know how to, you know, work through it and still give people on stage the time that they deserve and make them all feel like they're doing great and that they're having a good experience. So that's my number one thing is, like, you know, treat everyone with, and I guess, like, the more important one is just to treat everyone with the respect you'd want. Treat everyone like they're serious artists, because they are. To them, their art is important to them, and just because they're playing an open mic doesn't mean that they're not professionals or serious artists. And I feel like when hosts really honor each person's art, you create a really awesome, you know, community of players who respect each other and feel good about playing and feel good about listening.
Yeah, that's good advice there. So I don't think I've asked. How did you get started doing open mics, hosting open mics? Did I ask you that already?
I don't think that you did.
I don't think so either. I feel like I already asked you. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. So I started hosting open mics because when I was the general manager at Flipnotics, the booking agent thought that it would be really cool to have an open mic. He had hosted one a long time ago there, and another guy that we know had hosted one, and there hadn't been one in a while. And I thought, man, that's something I would really like to do. And before I could even ask about it, he was like, you should host it. You'd be really good at it. And so we started it and kind of thought it would just run its course, and it ran for 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Awesome. So, is there anything else you want to tell everybody? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that covers pretty much everything.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it, and you guys don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
This song is called Mining Town. Widower's porch, earthwormed into the beams. My father's a miner, his father's a miner. Watch ditch diggers sometimes when they return to church, so hollow and stung, so hollow and stung. Prove their metal by the husks of the dying and dirty roots. They're digging graves nowadays. They tend to speak in developed rhymes. They tend to speak of older times. Rough old missionaries. It's time to dig, it's time. It's time to dig, boys. It's time to dig, it's time. It's time to dig, boys. It's time to dig. It's time to say goodbye. jaded old men, their lives once not dead, casting shadows the length of hazy rooms. These terrible rough towns work because their children ruined, so thrown and bound, so thrown and bound. It's time to dig, it's time. It's time to dig, boys. It's time to dig, it's time. It's time to dig, boys. It's time to dig. It's time to say goodbye. Oh, the paint dust that's stuck, plaster of wet and dried cement, tangle of ferns groomed and gardened. I'd pay good money to rent a house. I'd pay good money to rent a house that stands. I'd pay good money to rent a house that can stand on its own. It's time to dig, it's time. It's time to dig, boys. It's time to dig, it's time. It's time to dig, boys. It's time to dig. It's time to say goodbye. This song is called Postcard. Baby, I'm so sad to say I haven't heard your voice today. Haven't seen your handsome smiling face today. Woke up this morning in this van after days roaming the land. Sipped my coffee, wondering why the universe sent you to me. And I don't care if the miles stretch for days. And I don't care if I have to spend every penny I've saved, 'cause baby, I'm missing you. True love burning hard and bright, I will not go into that good night without raging the way we used to do. Stay up late after the shows, playing all the songs we know, making love until the birds woke the sun. And I don't care if the miles stretch for days. And I don't care if I have to spend every penny I've saved, 'cause baby, I'm missing you. Tell Philadelphia I'm sending for you, 'cause baby, I can't live without you. I'm sending